April showers bring lightning, thunder, and tornadoes. Oh my. April showers, more like April shock therapy. This week, Mother Nature threw a tantrum, Pope Francis left us, Trump tanked the market via tweet, and the NBA playoffs began, because nothing screams normalcy like watching Steph Curry hit threes while dodging meteor showers and economic collapse. Let's dive into the week America experienced the full wrath of Earth, God, and Trump. Segment 1, Tornado Alley or Trump Rally. Severe storms ripped through Oklahoma, Texas, and Missouri this Easter weekend, killing 5 people and displacing hundreds. It was like God hit shuffle on a natural disaster playlist. In Oklahoma, a tornado touched down in Ada. Meanwhile, in Texas, Weatherford saw homes flattened, and Montague County got its own version of Cars 4 drenched and doomed on Highway 81. By Sunday, the storms moved into Missouri, where tornadoes hit counties with names like Callaway and Guthrie, aka the Weather Channel's new spinoff, Twisters and Trailers. 'Cause why not? Even the sky is throwing temper tantrums under this administration. Segment 2, NBA playoffs tip-off just in time for the apocalypse. Yes, while the country was underwater, on fire, and being deported, the NBA playoffs began. Highlights included Celtics smashing the Magic like they found out Orlando voted for Trump, Knicks winning a playoff game, prompting spontaneous parades and 3 separate rapture sightings in Manhattan, Timberwolves devouring the Lakers like they were leftover Easter ham, and the Warriors beat the Rockets in what sportscasters called a nail-biter, and Texans called the only win we got this weekend. Segment 3, Pope Francis passes away. The world mourned the loss of Pope Francis, who passed away on April 21st. The Vatican announced funeral plans expected to draw millions. Meanwhile, Trump reportedly asked if he was allowed to brand the casket. A man of humility, justice, and mercy, Francis was the anti-Trump in a robe. Segment 4, Trump tweets, market bleeds. President Trump tweeted at 8:41 a.m. about his tariff plan, causing the market to free fall faster than Rudy Giuliani's hair dye in a heat wave. Companies like 3M and Kimberly-Clark cut forecasts. The dollar tanked, and gold prices surged as Americans prepared for the apocalypse by investing in shiny rocks and Bitcoin, which soared past $90,000. Nothing says economic confidence like a digital coin named after a breakfast item beating the U.S. dollar. Segment 5, Icy nabs a cancer researcher because priorities. In the middle of all this, ICE detained Ksenia Petrova, a Harvard scientist who invented breakthrough cancer diagnostics. Because if there's one thing America doesn't need during a medical crisis, it's science. Her research is now on hold, but don't worry. Trump just appointed Dr. Oz to fix it with essential oils. Segment 6, immigration crackdowns continue. A federal judge blocked the deportation of Venezuelans at Bluebonnet Detention Center, citing lack of due process. Meanwhile, Trump continues replacing immigration judges like they're chairs on The Voice. It's like Ellis Island meets a gas station bathroom, legally questionable, poorly staffed, and weirdly sticky. Segment 7, Lyrid meteor shower and other distractions. The Lyrid meteor shower peaked, but with wildfires, tariffs, and tornadoes, most Americans saw it and just screamed, "Is this the end?" Spoiler, not yet, but we're trending. Segment 8, Infinity Nikki, Becky Armstrong, Billie Eilish, and brain fog. While chaos reigned, Infinity Nikki dropped, Becky Armstrong won a singing challenge, and Billie Eilish kicked off her European tour. Because if the world ends, we might as well go out vibing in a pixelated dress, humming a bop. So there you have it. Storms, sports, saints, and screw-ups. Pope Francis ascends. The stock market descends and Trump just kind of floats somewhere in the middle like a wet bag of Cheetos on a flood current. I'm Jordan Klepper, and this has been Klepper's Corner Trump Merica. Tune in next week when we investigate whether Trump can deport the weather.
Are you tired of the same old boring dinners? Chicken, beef, fish, yawn. Well, folks, we've got something wild for you, literally.
Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and I've spent years foraging the highways and byways of America to bring you my latest cookbook, Roadkill Gourmet Wild Recipes for the Brave Stomach.
That's right, folks. With RFK Jr.'s Roadkill Recipe Book, you'll learn to turn any unfortunate encounter into a delicious 5-star meal.
Why waste a perfectly good deer, a raccoon, or possum? It's free range, organic, and pre-tenderized by Mother Nature herself.
You'll master such delicacies as skunk stroganoff, armored armadillo stew, and my personal favorite, flattened ferret fajitas.
All natural, all American.
I never thought I'd eat a coyote, but with RFK Jr.'s recipe for backwoods barbecue, I've never been happier. Heck, the kids even asked for seconds.
But wait, there's more. Order now and get RFK Jr.'s bonus guide, Grillmaster's Guide to the Great Interstate.
Because you never know what might wander onto your plate.
Call now and we'll even throw in the Roadkill Rescue Kit complete with a spatula, car scraper, and portable hazard lights.
Don't let good meat go to waste, folks.
RFK Jr.'s Roadkill Gourmet, because dinner is just one highway away.
Call 1-800-ROADKILL for your copy today. And remember, if it's fresh and flat, it's dinner. Oh man, you can really taste the asphalt.
Disclaimer. Do not eat roadkill or random highway finds. Brought to you by Black September. Attention, roadkill gourmets and daring diners. At Black September Studios, we are committed to your health, safety, and overall well-being, even if you, for some reason known only to yourself and possibly a renegade raccoon, have decided to live life as a highway hunter-gatherer. We understand that temptation strikes at the oddest moments. You're cruising down the road, stomach growling, and there it is, a fresh, by some stretch of the imagination, raccoon, deer, or perhaps an unidentifiable furry mass that might be a badger. You think, well, that's dinner sorted. But before you bust out your pocket knife and portable grill, let us stop you right there. Black September formally and emphatically advises that you do not eat roadkill or other random things you find along the highway. And we really mean it. 1. Just because it's dead doesn't mean it's dinner. Let's be real here. If an animal's primary method of seasoning is dirt, we're already off to a bad start. There's a reason your local supermarket doesn't have a roadkill aisle next to the organic section. You won't find a butcher's sign reading, "Flattened by Ford, fresh daily." That's because nature and a few thousand pounds of moving steel weren't exactly gentle with your potential entree. Even if it looks reasonably intact and sort of appetizing, remember, it wasn't placed on the road by some magical, ethically conscious woodland chef. That squirrel didn't lie down there to offer its body up for your questionable culinary adventures. It was likely minding its own business before it was rudely interrupted by an 18-wheeler. Eating roadkill is like finding a mystery meal on the sidewalk. It's just not a good idea, and road seasoning isn't recognized by any reputable culinary school. 2. If you can't identify it, you definitely shouldn't eat it. This is a key rule of life, applicable to many areas but especially food. When it comes to random highway discoveries, the spectrum of possible contents is terrifyingly broad. That mysterious hunk of meat could be anything: a raccoon, a possum, a deer, or, in rare cases, a highly confused armadillo. Alternatively, it could be something less meaty. It might not even be an animal at all. You know that pile of vaguely squishy stuff you're eyeing? It could be someone's old sofa cushion, a deflated air mattress, or, heaven forbid, rubber. If the texture is more tire than tenderloin, it's probably best to steer clear, unless you're Gordon Ramsay, but even then, he'd probably tell you to take a long, hard look at your life choices. 3. Wildlife experts don't approve, and neither do we. Here at Black September, we reached out to several wildlife experts, including veterinarians, park rangers, and one very opinionated badger named Samantha. Their consensus was clear: do not eat roadkill. Unless you're a scavenger by design, like vultures, crows, or a raccoon with questionable standards, you are not equipped to handle the myriad risks involved. These animals are professionals. You, dear reader, are not. In fact, let's put this into perspective. Even raccoons have some standards. They go dumpster diving, but you don't see them gnawing on day-old tire tracks. They know better. If a creature that eats literal garbage is saying, "No thanks, I'm good," maybe you should take the hint. 4. Highway mystery meat and foodborne illnesses, a match made in horror. It's a fact of nature. Dead things attract other less than savory things. Bugs, bacteria, and mold love nothing more than a free meal. And guess what? That roadkill you're eyeing has likely been a gourmet buffet for them for hours, if not days. Would you willingly attend a bacteria's banquet? No? Then you probably don't want to chow down on what's essentially a critter that's been seasoned with tetanus, salmonella, and E. coli. Also, if the phrase mystery meat makes your stomach churn in a high school cafeteria, it should make you sprint in the opposite direction when you're dealing with roadkill. Foodborne illnesses are not a joke, folks, and let's be honest, do you really want your obituary to read, "Succumbed to a bad batch of roadside raccoon"? 5. Cars are not sous chefs. If you're under the impression that the heat from the asphalt or the friction of a tire is somehow cooking your roadkill to a perfect medium rare, please reconsider everything. Cars are designed to transport you from point A to point B, not slow roast a squirrel for your next dinner party. Roadkill isn't tenderized or prepped by being pancaked by a Prius. If anything, it's been brutally flattened, possibly filled with gravel and mixed with an assortment of oils, antifreeze, and other tasty automotive fluids. Remember, grilled by Goodyear is not a Michelin-starred technique. Even if the Michelin man himself waved you over, you'd want to politely decline the offer. 6. Liability. Nope, you're on your own. Let's make this very clear. Black September cannot, will not, and absolutely refuses to take responsibility for any roadkill-related culinary disasters you embark upon. Did you sauté a skunk and now your house smells like a chemical weapons facility? Did you nibble on a deer's leg and suddenly find yourself feeling weird? Did your attempt at tire track tacos result in a trip to the ER? That's on you, buddy. We warned you. Several times. 7. Alternatives to roadkill. Eat literally anything else. In conclusion, may we offer a radical suggestion? Eat literally anything else. There are thousands of legitimate, well-documented ways to get food that don't involve scraping something off the side of the highway. Grocery stores, restaurants, farmers markets, all great options where the food has been rigorously checked, cleaned, and cooked by people who know what they're doing. Even a cold can of beans sounds like a gourmet feast compared to suspiciously squashed squirrel stew. Final thought. You're better than this. At Black September Studios, we believe in you. We believe in your ability to make good choices. Please, for the love of all things decent and sanitary, let not eating roadkill be one of those choices. Stay safe, stay smart, and most importantly, stay away from the side of the road. Black September Studios, helping you make better life choices, one horrific hypothetical at a time.